Hi, you guys. It's your coach Marcel here. And I wanted to talk a little bit about your power hour. Now, I get a lot of questions from people asking me, like, well, what do you do on a daily basis? How do you build, your network? How do you get Success Club points? Like, basically, what do we do on a daily basis as a coach? So I want to talk about kind of the list of things that I do and what helps me on a daily basis and kind of keep my head organized, because I think there's a million things that we could do for this business, but only a handful is going to actually help us move our business forward. Okay. So one of the first things that is so important to do when you're sitting down to work your business is to turn all notifications off. Because if I hear a little ding on my phone or the computer or an email, I want to go check it. It's like that anxiety of, someone needs me or someone has something to say and I need to check it. Like, no, this is your time for your business. Go ahead and turn those off so you can focus, because your power hour could turn into a power afternoon if you're not careful. So you need to be able to take control of your time and be able to put forth the effort into your business. So that's number one, is turn off all notifications. Okay. Another thing is to put your power hour first. So sure, there are a lot of things that I need to do. Like, I need to make a video for my challenge group. I need to update the Success Club board in our team page. I need to, what else do I have on my list today? I need to post in the business development groups. I need to make a new post for my Coaching at a Glance group. I mean, there's a ton of things that I need to do. And all of those things are fun, and I could totally sit down and get them done, but they're not necessarily going to be what's going to be that freight train moving my business forward, right? So once I get the important things done, then I have time for the fun stuff, right? Like, that's kind of extra stuff. So it's important that we put the power hour activities first before the other stuff. So consider that kind of your reward, if you will, once you get all your stuff done. So, okay. So first on my list is personal development. That sounded really strange. Personal development. I think a lot of people overlook this, but for me personally, it has been one of the most powerful sources of inspiration for me to grow my business, because there are so many skills that I either didn't know I had that I could tap into, or there are skills that I did not have that I got from personal development. Because I think when we start this business, we start off kind of like this, in our own little world, in our own little bubble, right? And the more you read personal development, the more you grow. And that's what I love about this job, is that I want to grow as much as I can, because I can't be the best coach or leader or mom or wife if I'm not allowing myself to grow. And I truly believe 100% that our income in this business is a direct reflection of how many people we help. So the more I grow, the better person I become, the more my income grows, the more my business grows. So it's just a win-win. So making sure you get your personal development in should be number one on your list. Even if you only have 10 minutes, great, give it 10 minutes. I do more than that because I use my car. Like, if I'm driving somewhere, I will put on a YouTube video and I will listen to that in my car. And, or if I'm walking my dog, I'll listen to a quick video, or if I'm doing my makeup in the morning, I'll listen to a video. There's times throughout the day where we can multitask. It just comes down to wanting it. And if you want this type of stuff bad enough, you'll find the time. I mean, we have time all throughout the day. What if it's just, a 2-3 minute clip as you are putting your shoes on in the morning? I mean, whatever it may be, maybe you are working out and turn down the volume on your workout and listen to a half-hour video. I mean, I do that all the time. So getting your personal development is huge. But like I said, even if you have just 10 minutes, great. Either read 10 minutes of a book or listen to an audio or whatever that may be. For me, personally, audio is a little bit better because it's more flexible for my time. So, okay. Number 2 is adding to your contact list. And what I mean by this is everyone that you come in contact with, you should have on a list. So I keep mine through Automatic CEO, which is designed by Beachbody Coach for Beachbody coaches. It does cost money. It's $25 a month, but I have all my stuff organized in there. So there are free resources. MailChimp is one of them for you to be able to organize all your contacts. And just have them in a system. Shoot, you could even create like an Excel spreadsheet. That's free and that's simple. I like Automatic CEO just because I can send out mass emails that way. And that saves me, I mean, a million hours of time to be able to just choose one little box and then one big email goes out to everybody all at once rather than having to, you know, do it one by one. So anyone that you come in contact with, maybe it's on Facebook and maybe it's someone that responded to one of your posts. Maybe you posted a transformation photo or something that is related to the business, or maybe a coaching opportunity thing, and someone liked it or someone commented on it. Write that name down. I mean, people are showing interest in what you're doing, right? Write that name down. That'll give you someone to follow up with and to contact at some point, because imagine all the people that go through your mind throughout the day. People that either like your stuff, you talk to, you know, all the conversations that you have, you can't possibly sit down and remember every single person, right? So have a contact list. Even if it's just something next to your computer, write those people down, all right? So adding people to your contact list. Okay, the next one is reach out to 3 to 5 new people daily. And we are going to go into a little more explanation about this in the next team call, but reaching out to 3 to 5 new people daily. And what I mean by that is take a few minutes and go through Facebook. You guys do this probably all the time anyway, but if you see someone that kind of fits the bill, someone you want to work with, someone that's kind of your ideal challenger, or you're noticing someone's needing some help, reach out to them, start a conversation. You know, this kind of rolls into the next thing on my list, but is adding 2 to 4 people a day minimum to your Facebook page. So you have this little tool in Facebook and it says people you may know. Go in and start adding those people. If you feel like they could be part of your network, like I wouldn't add every single person, but if you see someone that kind of fits the bill, add them to your Facebook list. And then once, you know, they're on your network at that point, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, once you start to add more people to your network, they start to see your posts. They start to see what you're doing. So if you're on Instagram, go through the hashtags of something that describes you. For me, I go into female veteran or female Marine, and I start to comment on people's posts because, one, I want to build relationships with them. Plus, they'll follow me back. So it's not just me liking everybody's things, because I think that's really insincere, but I am trying to build these relationships with people that I feel that I can be connected with, people that I want to spend time with, right? This is part of my niche. So it's whether it's other moms or veterans or runners or, you know, people that love to eat clean or people that love to travel, whatever it is that fits your niche, go through and find those people, whether it's through groups on Facebook or Instagram, but adding those people to your network. So go through and look at friends of friends and add them to your network, and friend request them. Why not? Right? So, so reaching out to 3 to 5 new people a day. So let me clarify on that. Reaching out to them, starting a conversation. Hey, how are you? I saw that you guys went to Alaska on a cruise. How was it? I've never been on a cruise, but I'm going next year. Can you tell me what your experience was? Right? You're asking for their advice and their opinion. You're reaching out. You're starting a conversation. You don't necessarily have to be BFS with them to start a conversation. You're adding value to their day. You're asking for their advice and you're creating a friendship. So that's reaching out to 3 to 5 people per day. And then also adding new people to your network by doing the people you may know or Instagram or what have you. Next on the list is posting 3 times a day. For me, it's 3 to 4 times a day on social media, because what you do with all these new contacts is they see your post. Now, if you are not posting consistently 3 or 4 times a day, these people you're adding to your network aren't going to see what you're doing, right? So what's the point? You need to be consistent with your posts so this huge network that you're taking the time to build can see what you're doing. And that's how your people are going to see what you're doing, to see what you do as a coach, see about the challenge groups that you host. So making sure that you post 3 to 5 times. Shares. Now this is a different one. This is one that wasn't so natural to me in the beginning, but it is now. Now that I see what kind of value this business has for me and the way it's changed my life is I can literally talk about this business forever. And it's not just the business side I can talk about, but it's the emotional impact that it's had on me, whether that would be how it's changed finances for our family, whether that has changed how I have found kind of my purpose in terms of helping people, and this is my outlet to do so, whether it's going from someone who didn't really know what she wanted to be when she grew up 5 years ago to being all of a sudden an entrepreneur who feels really good about that path. But sharing can come in many different forms. And one of the easiest ways I think for people to share is about the product. So say that you are, okay, example, I take my daughter to ballet and I always have my Shakeology cup, right? I always have this because I have it filled up with water. I don't leave home without this thing filled up with water. So I'm at ballet class and I have this next to me and I'm watching my daughter dance. And this mom next to me goes, "So what program are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And then I realized I'd made the connection. She noticed my bottle and she'd heard of Shakeology. She knew about Beachbody. She was not a coach, but she had heard from other friends, and that started a conversation. And I said, I'm doing this program and, I'm loving the results. My challengers are seeing results. It's amazing. So we started this conversation about what I was doing. And that led into a whole, her joining one of my challenge groups. So just being able to share what you're doing, or maybe you're talking to a friend and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I am wiped. I just did my Insanity Max workout this morning and I have to run to the grocery store and grab some more food because I am starving." Nowhere in that conversation did you try to sell your friend on anything that you're doing. You're sharing your experience. You're sharing your, what you just did. Like the same way as that you would, if you saw a really great movie, you would tell your friends about it, or you went to a really great restaurant, or you went to Nordstrom's and there was a killer sale. You'd share that information, right? It's the same thing with what you're doing in your workouts or how you're feeling about your business. So finding those natural ways to share what you're doing is a key piece to this business. And I've gotten to the point where I will do this out in public, and it's a very natural process, and it doesn't come across awkward, but I'll be at a coffee shop and someone will start a conversation about, "How was your day?" or "How was your day going?" And I'll say, "Awesome. I had the best workout this morning. I have so much energy." What do you think that leads to? "Oh, what workout are you doing?" Right there. You're just sharing your life, right? I mean, when someone asked you a question, answer it honestly. So, okay. On to the next list is follow-ups. There is so much magic in the follow-ups. Go back to that contact list that we talked about in the beginning. Anyone that you come in contact with that shows any sort of interest in what you're doing, contact them or follow up on the people that you have contacted before. There's so many people. Think about this in your own situation where maybe you want to do something and you've expressed interest, but you know what? Life just kind of happens and you forget to get back to people, or you just forget in general. But it's up to you to do that follow-up. I know many, many people that either have become coaches or challengers that needed multiple follow-ups before they committed. And that's okay. Sometimes the first time you ask them isn't the right time. No big deal. But it's the follow-ups that are so important. You can't just ask one time. You can't just give that first impression and then that's it, and you wait for them to come to you. You have to be solid in your follow-ups, all right? So use that contact list and do those follow-ups. And then, of course, part of your power hour should be inviting. You should be inviting at a minimum 3 to 5 people a day to your challenge group. I mean, that's a minimum, right? When I first started, I guess some days I still do this, but I was hammering out like 20 to 30 invites per day. And this is why you want to build up that network. This is why you want to constantly meet new people and build your Facebook page or your Instagram following or whatever that is, because you don't want to run out of those new contacts from the warm market. I know that a lot of people say that, like, I'm running out of new contacts. Well, you have to be consistent about these things that we're talking about. This business is not hard. You just have to be consistent on every single thing that I'm talking about. If you are consistent about everything that I'm talking about and you're setting time aside for your business, you won't run out of new contacts or warm contacts. You won't run out of any contacts at all. So if you're consistent with these activities, your business will grow, but it's just about being consistent every single day with this list that we're talking about. So another thing that you can do is that I also do in my power hour is I track my progress. I look at what's worked, what hasn't. When we have a win or someone says, I'm having a really great week or I'm having a really great month, my first question is, what are you doing now that you weren't doing before? What actions are you taking that are different now than previously? Because that's a mental way to track your progress. Say, okay, I invited 10 people per day for 5 days and I hit Success Club 5. Whereas the month before, I invited 2 people per day, 3 days a week, and I didn't hit Success Club 5. Right there, there's your answer, right? You're tracking your progress. You know what's worked. You know what you need to do to hit your goals. Or maybe it's, I shared my story about, maybe an issue I'm having, or I shared my story about why I'm a coach twice in 1 week this month versus once a month last month, and you hit Success Club 5. Or maybe you added a new coach to your team. So just going back and looking at what you're doing differently, tracking that progress, looking at what you've done differently is a way to understand what's working, right? I mean, kind of common sense in that fact, but sometimes we don't think about that. So so that's kind of what I do in my power hour. This is a people helping people business, which means that you got to be in front of people. You have to be out there. You have to be constantly wanting to add people. If you're finding yourself falling back and you're feeling shy and you can't feel like you can move forward and talk to people, then, that's probably an issue, because you need to be able to put yourself out there. That's part of this business. You're out there to help people. So that is my power hour. I hope that helps. I know that there's a lot you can do in this business, but those are the most important things that you need to do in order to grow your business. So I hope that helps you guys. Have a great Friday. And if you have any questions or comments, just comment. All right. Thanks, guys.